Hey, hey, hey. Good morning. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Pajama Grandma. In case we haven't met yet, go ahead and put a hashtag pajama in the comments below so I know it's the first time you're being exposed to the lemon water drinking, bizarre, sparkly haired lady, Pajama Grandma. Today, oh wow. Lessons learned I want to talk about today a little bit. It's amazing how even though we know better, we still let other people trigger us. I have a friend named Joy from the United Kingdom who I absolutely adore, who talks a lot about triggers. She's got a really good course on emotional triggers, and I think I might have to go back and revisit that because I was actually triggered yesterday, and it reminds me of, you know, there's certain people that can set us off and trigger us no matter what. Usually it's the people closest to us, people we know, love, and care about, or people we've been in previous relationships with. I think about my ex-husband. Great guy, but he and I together, oil and water, or not, yeah, oil, water, or oil and vinegar, something that doesn't mix real well. Both good people, but not good people together. And he has an absolute knack for triggering me because we were together 25 years. He knows exactly what buttons to push. And I don't even know if he knows that he's doing it, but you know, you always think people are triggering you on purpose, but they probably aren't. He probably doesn't even know that he's a trigger for me or that he's got triggers for me. But there's certain phrases and tones and questions people that can ask us that trigger us to an immediate emotional reaction. It's usually not the immediate emotional reaction that we want to respond with. So I found myself triggered yesterday, actually, and I'm really good at this, about just ignoring anything that goes on in social media. But somebody said something and I responded, and then they went to personal attack mode. And I never understand why people attack you personally for feedback. It wasn't given in a negative way. It wasn't given with a negative tone. It was just, hey, I went to this because I was checking your stuff out and it doesn't work. And I just want to let you know that it's not working. And I don't remember what I said exactly, but something to that effect. And the person immediately went to attacking me personally. And I was like, really? I laughed now because it reminds me that people always show us exactly who they are if we pay attention and if we look. When you're choosing people that you want to work with in your business, it's really, really important. I learned this lesson through my marriage, which I'm divorced, so obviously that didn't work out. And I learned it through a relationship with a really, really bad business partner. And I guess if you pick bad partners more than once, it becomes a pattern and you better pay attention. So between those two relationships, I say bad choices. What can I learn from that? And I learned that people always show us who they are, but we have to be willing to see it. We have to be open and open-minded enough and paying attention to notice what they're showing us. And I honestly wonder if people realize when they post things on social media and when they respond to things, if they really understand. And maybe everybody doesn't get it. Maybe people don't know and don't see what people are showing them. But wow, I just say wow sometimes, because if somebody, and I guess it's the same way with political posts and things. If somebody shares their opinion or shares something and other people hop on that in a hysterical, vehement, mean, unkind, attacking way, that shows everything about the person that's responding. It shows that they're probably not the kind of person that you want to interact with or be involved with, especially in a business setting. And that's a good thing, but I hate when I get sucked into it. And I finally stopped and said, okay, I'm just going to stay away from here. And I did, but it was like I responded back a couple of times before I left. And I was like, and not in a bad way, I just stated, hey, this is who I am and this is where I'm coming from. And that just led to a meaner, more vicious attack, which just kind of makes me laugh. When somebody starts cursing and swearing at me and calling me names and things, then I'm like, okay, I obviously triggered something. And here's the thing. I know that it's got nothing to do with me. It's not about me that the person's attacking me. It's something that's going on within them. And it makes me just feel sorry for them. Because now this person has publicly shown not only me who they are, and here's how I look at it. If people are attracted to that person after they've behaved in that way, I feel sorry for them because they've got a lesson that they're going to learn by interacting with that person. But I also know that I feel bad for that person because they have probably, in the heat of the moment, shown people who they are when they didn't really mean to show people who they are. Because they're probably living behind a lot of masks and a lot of pain and a lot of hurt and a lot of upset and a lot of insecurity. And that's going to actually push people away, and people aren't going to want to interact with and be involved with, especially in a business setting, that type folks. So that was a huge reminder. Number one for me, don't engage in anything online. And especially if somebody is spamming other people's posts to just get business, which is obviously their intent, just don't even say anything. Just scroll by and hope that the person that posted in the first place is smart enough to know that the person that posted is just trying to scam for business, especially when you see them posting all over that site and other sites the same exact information and the same exact type comments and links and things, so lesson learned. But that wasn't even my topic for today, but that got me off on a little bit of a rant. The other thing I learned is I learned something yesterday about and for my podcast. Now, I don't know if y'all know, but my podcast was sort of a spur of the moment, not thought out, spur of the moment endeavor. So I've got several different segments that I do on my podcast. I've got the Daily Scare Share, which is a comfort zone stretching activity based on this little journal book, Do One Thing a Day That Scares You, because I knew I needed to get out of my comfort zone and out of the rut I was living in. So that one's mostly for me. It really is, but I hope other people gain insight from it and get ideas of how they can stretch their comfort zone. It's just a simple little workbook I got at the cabin that helps me to bust out of my comfort zone and do things that I normally wouldn't necessarily do, like Facebook Lives. This little baby really contributed to and helped me to do Facebook Lives. Today I think is day 219. So for 218 days I've gone live on Facebook doing one thing a day that scares me. The other segment is Supersize Your Business, which is my newer segment, and I love it. It's my most exciting one. And right now we're doing a 30-day challenge. Today is day 14 of a 30-day challenge to walk people through the process of supersizing their business and to help them build their own framework. And it maps out, by the time they're done with the 30 days, it's mapped out the entire process. And if they've done something every day, and it's a super simple thing, like today is just write a list of things that suck about your business. That's pretty easy, right? Excuse me. They'll have the entire framework and blueprint for supersizing their business, whatever their business is. That's pretty cool, right? I'm also interviewing business owners who are supersizing or have already supersized their business so that we can learn from what worked for them, what didn't work for them, and supersize our businesses even faster and easier. And I'm interviewing experts that can help us to supersize our business. I recently interviewed a lady that helps you unfuck your business. Now, that's a pretty cool idea, right? If you've got things that are really messed up in your business, she will help you untangle and fix them. Love her, Jessica. And so that's the second segment, Supersize Your Business. Then I do a pajama grandma lifestyle little thing where people, my age, I'm a grandma, that want, and grandmas can be any age, grandmas can be 30. I met a 30-year-old grandma. That's a little scary to me, but a 30-year-old grandma. So it's not really an age thing. It's a freedom and a lifestyle mentality that says I can do what I want, when I want, where I want, with whoever I want, wearing whatever I want. And to me, that's the freedom of going from the offline brick and mortar world to the online business world, because going online has just allowed me the freedom to do all those things, be who I want to be, and show up in the world how I want to. So every day on that segment, I just ask a question about about different kind of mindset, and just sometimes they're fun questions, sometimes they're more deep, thought-provoking questions, but just a question. And then the other segment I do is this one. I just share what am I doing to transition from the offline brick and mortar world to the online business world, because it is different. It's very different. After 40 plus years in the traditional corporate America and business world, the online world is very different. There's some things that are the same and that you need to keep in mind. There's a lot of things that are very different. It's very focused on marketing and sales and promotion and branding and automating and outsourcing and partnerships and strategic alliances and things like that are there's those things, those are elements of the offline world, but they're magnified in the online world. And everything in the online world seems to move so much faster than the offline world. So I am journaling and documenting in this piece exactly what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, what I'm working on. So that's it. But my podcast wasn't very thought. The whole point of this, I got off track, was that my podcast I just did. I still don't have an intro. I still don't have an outro. I know I need those pieces. They're outside my comfort zone to create. I haven't done it yet. I also know I need to do calls to action. I don't think I have done a call to action on even 10 of my podcasts. And I think I've done several hundred. I know I've done like hundreds of podcast posts, like in these different segments, 4 a day times, let's say 100 days. That'd be 400 right there. But I know I've made over 1,000 videos this year so far, and I didn't start podcasting until maybe, I don't know, Marchish. I didn't start turning them into podcasts. So March, but that's still hundreds and hundreds of videos and hundreds of podcast episodes. And so I need an intro. I need an outro. I need a call to action. I need some music. Who wants music on my podcast? And I'm thinking I probably need a different music, or here's the exciting thing. I get to have a different music on each of the 4 segments that I'm doing. And maybe even a different piece even for the 2 types of interviews that I'm doing, the interviewing business owners and then the interviewing experts. Maybe there's an expert music piece and there is a experienced and business owners kicking it and doing it and actually taking action to supersize their business. Again, supersize is whatever you define it for you, because supersize might mean that you're building a business that supports your family, that has a little bit extra so that you can contribute to your church. That is supersizing to you. But maybe that means I don't have to worry about one music. I can actually have like 6 different musics. That would be kind of awesome because we know I have a focus issue. So that is what I'm up to today. What are you up to today? What could I maybe help you with? Share in the comments below because I would love to know. And I'm not looking for you to be my customer. I'm saying, do you have any questions? Ask me anything. And if I can help you, I will. And if I can't, I will steer you in the direction of someone that can. Because I'm old. I got lots of connections. That's it. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow. You know I'm going to see you tomorrow.